Roll call of members and acknowledgement of resource persons. Any motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Ako?
may respectfully move that we dispense with the calling of the rolls. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the calling of the roll. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. The next part of the agenda for today's committee hearing is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held last October 11, 2024. Any motion? Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair, may we respectfully move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last hearing. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last hearing held October 11, 2024. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. So we will now proceed with the next part of the agenda, and please allow the chair for his opening remarks. Honorable Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales, Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez, Co-Chairman and Vice Chair of the Quadcom, our former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 9th meeting of this joint committee. Today, we shall continue this hearing on the extrajudicial killings that took place on a massive and wide scale during the war on drugs of the last administration. In the last hearing, we listened to the testimonies of some of the victims' families, the testimonies of Kerwin Espinosa, whose father was killed inside the provincial detention facility in Baybay, Leyte, during the serving of a search warrant, and the testimonies of those police officers who served the warrant. Today, we shall hear the testimonies of the jail guards who were on duty at that time. We hope to hide previously. We also heard the testimony of former PNP Colonel Royina Garma. In her affidavit and testimony, she admitted that the extrajudicial killings were conceptualized based on the Davao model or template, a system that has been in the alleged template. For every drug personality killed, a monetary reward is given to the killer. Colonel Garma pointed to former Davao City Police Chief, now Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, as the implementer of the Davao City war on drugs when Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte became president. She then revealed that former colleague Colonel Edilberto Leonardo was the one chosen by the former president to head the nationwide implementation of the war on drugs, together with then PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa and then Special Assistant to the President Christopher Bongo, who allegedly handled the reward system of the implementation. We have seen the facts and the figures of the bloody war on drugs. By official police records, thousands upon thousands lost their lives due to the wrong manner and excessive use of force and the abuses committed by those who implemented Oplan Tokhang and Oplan Double Barrel. The reward is simply too tempting to let pass, resulting to the gruesome and systematic massacre of people whose names were included in the so-called narco list, either before they were killed or added later on to justify their killings. From the testimonies of both sides of the killing fields, we established that indeed extrajudicial killings was an indispensable part of the war on drugs, encouraged as it was by the leadership that emboldened the perpetrators to carry out with the promise of great reward, which was indeed and in fact delivered. Hindi po gawa-gawa ng Quadcom ang mga nasabing bagay na ito. Ito po ay napatunayang totoong nangyari noong mga panahong yon. Marami pa po ang mga dumarating at nagsasalaysay ng kanilang mga malagim na karanasan. Sina Colonel Garma, Colonel Mendoza, Colonel Padilla ay kusang loob na nagsalaysay ng kanilang nalalaman ukol sa mga karahasang ito na hindi naman sana kailangan gawin kung may paggalang lamang tayo sa buhay ng tao, sa mga karapatang pantao at may takot sa Diyos. Ang akala natin noon ay ilan lamang ang mga biktima at lahat sila ay nanlaban kung kaya't sinapit ang kanilang katapusan sa kamay ng batas. Ngayon lamang po natin nalaman na hindi pala ganoon ang totoong pangyayari. sa pamamagitan ng mga pamilya ng mga biktima at sa pag-amin na din ng mga dating inatasan na magpatupad nito, ating naliwanagan ang katotohanan. Sa ganitong kadahilanan, tungkulin ng Kongresong ito, ng buong gobyerno, ng lahat ng ahensya at nating lahat na magtulungan upang siguruhin na mabigyan ng tamang hustisya ang bayan at ang biktima at magbalangkas ng mga hakbang upang tiyakin na hindi na mangyayari pang muli ang mga ito sa ating kasaysayan. Titiyakin natin na sa ating poder dito sa Kongreso ay may mga isusulong tayong panukala upang mabantayan palalo ang ating mga karapatan. Sa tiwala ninyong lahat sa Quadcom, kami ay nagpapasalamat at nangangakong hindi dito magtatapos ang lahat. Umpisa pa lamang po ito ng pagkamit ng hustisya para sa bayan. Magandang umaga at maraming salamat po. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Benny Abante. You are now recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair, sa atin pong Senior Deputy Speaker, Don Gonzales, sa ating Deputy Speaker, J.J. Suarez. Gayun din, kinikilala ko ang former Pangulo ng Pilipinas, GMA. Gayun din ay sa aking mga tireless na mga co-chairs, distinguished colleagues na kasama po natin dito. At gayon din po, gusto ko rin kilalanin ang dating Senador Lala de Lima at ang ating mga resource persons. Mga kababayan, magandang umaga po sa inyo. As we open this 9th hearing of the Quad Committee, let me begin by saying that this representation is heartened by the progress we have made. The journey has not been easy. It has been long and tedious and tiring. But though our work is far from over, we have already begun to see action as a result of the information and evidence we have gathered. Ito po ay binanggit na sa atin ng pinaka-chair po ng Quadcom na ito, si Congressman Ace Barbers. For example, together with my fellow chairs, we have filed a bill, House Bill number 10986, that seeks to classify extrajudicial killings as heinous crimes, crimes that, if proven, will be punishable by life imprisonment or 20 to 40 years in prison. Ito po ay significant step towards ensuring that those who commit such grave acts will face the full force of the law, whoever they might be. Ito po ay hakbang para di na maulit ang karumal-dumal na patayan na naganap sa war on drugs, a war that unfairly and tragically claimed the lives of innocents in the name of protecting the innocent. The war on drugs po na ginawa ng dating administrasyon, wala po akong problema dyan. Ang malaking problema ko ay kung bakit kinakailangan merong mga pinatay na more than 20,000. Yan ang malaking problema ng ating bayan ngayon. We have also filed a bill, House Bill number 10987, that seeks to prohibit all forms of offshore gaming operations in the country and provide penalties for violations thereof. Additionally, the House Quad Committee has turned over critical documents to the Office of the Solicitor General. These documents pertain to the land acquisitions and properties believed to be owned, procured, or acquired by Chinese nationals in violation of our Constitution. We have urged the OSG to move swiftly and file severe forfeiture cases against those accused of fraudulently obtaining Philippine citizenship to illegally acquire land and operate businesses here. Our message is clear. We cannot allow foreigners to steal our land under our very noses. The law must be applied. And no one should profit from actions that undermine the integrity of our nation, especially foreigners who exploit the gaps and weaknesses in our bureaucracy. Meron ding mga LGU na kasama dito sa pagkakabenta ng mga lupang ito. Samantalang napakaraming mga kababayan natin ang walang lupa at walang bahay, pero itong mga foreigners na ito ay nagmamay-ari na napakalaking lupa sa iba't ibang dako sa ating bansa. It is true that the gears of the law may sometimes grind slowly, but as we have seen, when properly oiled with testimony, evidence, and the steadfast desire to obtain justice, those gears will eventually crush the guilty. Our work may be exhausting, and at the end of each hearing, we may find ourselves tired and weary, but we know it is worth it when we see our patience and perseverance rewarded with progress. We know it is worth it when we see justice being served. To the craven who continue to run and hide in order to evade the long reach of the law, or those who cannot own up to their actions and face this committee, your time will come. To former President Rodrigo Duterte, who has signified his intention to appear before the Quad Committee, get well soon. Sana po makapunta kayo sa susunod na hearing. Sana po samahan ka ng ibang invited personalities na
Presence of our resource persons for today's committee hearing. Comsec.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable members of this committee, ladies and gentlemen. For this 9th joint public hearing, we have with us the following members. Representative Robert Ace S. Barbers, Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr., Representative Dan S. Fernandez, Representative Joseph Stephen Caraps Paduano, Representative Bienvenido M. Abante Jr., Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez, Representative Romeo M. Acop, Representative Arlene Brosas, Representative George Patrol Bustos, Representative Jerville Jinky Betrix R. Luistro, Representative Raul Daniel A. Manuel, Representative Jonathan Keith T. Flores, Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Representative Francisco Paulo P. Ortega V, Representative Johnny T. Pimentel, Representative Grace Christine Singson Mihan, Deputy Speaker, Representative Jefferson Konghun, Representative Sastro, Representative Steve Chongbian Solon, Representative Ray T. Reyes, Representative Arthur S. Garcia Jr., Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez, Representative Franz S. Pumaren, Representative Bonifacio L. Busita, Representative Roberto V. Puno, Representative Crispin Gigo Ping Rimulya. For our resource persons, resource persons.